Part 2. How do you get away from somebody who is abusive, or do you fix it? You have to decide if it's worth fixing, or do you have to leave? Sometimes you can leave for a certain period of time, and then you can go back with the person, but you have to make sure that they're doing work on themselves also. I mean, if they're not working on themselves mentally, you will know about it. You will know about it because if you stop calling them for at least 2 or 3 weeks, and you call them in 3 weeks, say you call them in 3 weeks or 4 months, whatever it is, a year, and they're still talking the same, exactly the same, then you know it's not worth it. But if you talk to them after even 2 days pass, and they're saying something different, not just, oh, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again, not those words, but different words about themselves, about how they're trying to change themselves, or maybe they watched some programs, some self-improvement programs to try to look inside of themselves and help themselves, or maybe they went to therapy, or maybe they called the crisis line. Whatever they did, they will tell you. Or even if they don't tell you, you will know because they won't be talking exactly the same. They'll have new words and new things, new ideas. And that's when you know that it's worth it. Because that's when you know that they're working on themselves. If you love the person, that's only if you love them. Because let's just be honest. Everybody that's being abused is not hating the person that's abusing them. Some people are in love with people who are abusing them. So if that happens, then you need to always, if they become physically abusive, or even, like I said, mental, sometimes emotional, I can't really say which words because I've had both. I've been mentally abused, emotionally, and physically abused, spiritually. It all goes together, really. After so much time, it really just all goes in together. And speaking from experience, like I said, if there's people around you that are also abusing you, it could be your kids. It could be your own grown-up kids or younger kids saying to you, you're stupid. Why is he here? Or why is she around? Or why are you still talking to her? Every time you're with her, she takes you down. It could be your own kids. First of all, they're not living your life. They have to live their own lives, not yours. And they're not there to witness the intimacy. And that is important. Intimacy is very important because some people have delightful conversations and seem to be closeness, but really actually just have like a business partnership if you really look at it, because they don't have, business people argue too. But I mean, if you're with somebody and all they do is, everything seems to be so perfect, but you don't have any intimacy, that feels like abuse too. All your bills are paid and everything's great. And I've had that too. And actually, I was the one that could not be the intimate one. I could not, but that's another subject. But back to this subject. If you're with someone who has PTSD or they've been in the war and they can't control themselves well, basically, you should report that to the court, and not to get them in trouble or put them in jail, just to get them some help and make the court order them to get some help. You bring it to the attention of the court. I did that. I did do that. And as a matter of fact, I fought so hard in court for 5 years, going to court, calling all kinds of places, government places, and reporting to them how this person was acting and being mad at them and saying, you people, he went to war and he has PTSD and all kinds of problems and he's crazy. And then, when he 1 minute he's beautiful and he's nice, he's taking me out to dinner and doing all that love hovering and all of that. And next thing you know, he's banging my head in the wall, or he's banging my head on the floor, calling me the Viet Cong. So I was mad at the government and everybody, I guess whoever was in charge of who gets sent to war and gets to come home with no treatment, which is a different subject. But I did that. I did it for years. It took about 4 years in court and like 2 years of just calling and calling and calling before I started going to court and ordering and demanding that they force him into treatment, some therapy that he had never received. And he had been out of the war for 3 or 4 decades by the time I met him, because when he went to the war, I was in Pampers. Basically, so he had been out of the war many years. And, it's just really, really pertinent that you understand that if you're with someone abusive, you don't have to send anybody to jail. Nobody wants to do that, even if they're doing horrible things. And if you do want to do it, that's your choice. But, excuse me, if that's not your choice, get them some help. Stay away from them while they're getting help. And see if they start talking different a little at a time. And if they don't, remove yourself. Even if, just remove yourself the best way you can. Peace, love, and light.